Police say this is the house a young child escaped from and went to a neighbor's house asking for food and water. They said that that child was severely malnourished along with another one they found inside the same home.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about the breaking news of the arrest of former 8 Passengers star Ruby Franke and her lovely sidekick Jodi Hildebrandt. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I've been covering these on the various channels, the 8 Passengers channel, the Connections channel, and the Mums of Truth channel, in which they spout their absolute nonsense to the world in the guise of parenting advice. Now, that parenting advice, for those who took it, you should know, has led to, the severe malnourishment of their children and other things that have been alleged. So what has actually happened? Ruby has been arrested, as has Jodi, and well, it's just horrible.
Police say a clearly malnourished 12-year-old child crawled out of the window of Hildebrandt's Ivans area home. A neighbor called 911 when he showed up at their house asking for food and water. Officers say his wrists were duct taped. He had wounds from being tied up across his body. Investigators say they found a 10-year-old girl inside the same house who was also malnourished.
When all this broke, Shari Franke, which is one of the eldest daughters of Ruby, posted this on her social media, which said "finally," and she followed that up with a note which said, "Today has been a big day. Me and my family are so glad justice is being served. We've been trying to tell the police and CPS for years about this, and so glad they finally decided to step up. Kids are safe, but there's a long road ahead. Please keep them in your prayers and also respect their privacy." So that is Shari Franke, who we have covered before many times as well, about her views on her own family. And it just sounds heartbreaking. The problem here is, as well, she says they've been telling CPS and the police for years, and they finally decided to step up. I don't think it's that they decided to step up. By the sounds of it, it was a situation where one of the children escaped, and that's led to this. So this is the news article which appeared on Fox News, and it states more about the case and more about the situation and more of the police statement. It says, arresting documents details that the arrest was made after a child climbed out of the window of an Ivans residence at around 10:50 a.m. on Wednesday and ran to a neighbour's home for help. The home belonged to Jodi Hildebrandt, who is involved with a parent counselling service called Connections and was also arrested in relation to the case. This is insane and horrible. The child knocked on the door and asked for food and water, but the neighbour noticed duct tape on the child's ankles and wrists and called police. The calling party stated that the juvenile appeared to be emaciated and malnourished, with open wounds and duct tape around the extremities, a statement from local authorities read. Police described the wounds, neglect and malnourishment of the child to be severe, arresting documents say, and the child was taken to hospital for treatment. After the first child was taken to the hospital, another child was discovered in the home and was found to be malnourished as well. A search warrant was obtained by police, and during the search of the home, evidence was located consistent with the markings found on the juvenile. This is disgusting. I'm sorry, this is really, really, really hard to to comprehend. I mean, we've known for a while that these two are just, their views on life itself are insane. Ruby, from the outset, obviously we know that her 8 Passengers website, her 8 Passengers channel was just full of like bordering on child abuse. The time where that she forced her 6-year-old child to go to school hungry because her child didn't make her own lunch, and she thought it would be a good life lesson. And the time that she took the she removed the bedroom from from one of the elder children, and a lot has been said and a lot has been covered about all this over the years, and it's just been like watching a car crash in slow motion. And then the whole situation with connections, as Ruby partnered with Jody, who also had these extreme views, and just, it's like putting Hitler with Stalin, and setting them off against the world, or in this case, Ruby's family and the kids. But you don't think that whilst you're watching these two spout their absolute inane shit online, that behind the scenes it sounds like they've got their kids tied up. It's just, my God, I'm actually in shock about all of this. It's just really, really horrible, and I can't get my head around what I've actually seen here. It's just, I'm really glad that they've managed to get away, but that house that Jody lives in looks like it's like a compound or something, one of those things you see on the movies, and people are, it's so out of the way, nobody's ever going to find you, because it's just like, if they hadn't escaped, this would have gone on and on and on, because nobody is checking on the kids. Nobody is looking after the kids. I know Franke says that she has reported them and tried to get something done for years, but did she even know it was this bad? Did anybody know it was this bad? Because if anybody knew it was as bad as this was, I would have expected somebody to just take those kids. I don't care about custody and whatnot. I would take the kids out of the situation. I would not let it go on. So I assume they didn't know it was quite as bad as this. But Jesus Christ. So the next clip here is it's supposed to be, or it's alleged to be, a recording of the 911 dispatch. It says 911 call, but it's the dispatcher calling the police, I think, as they head off to make the arrests.
Yeah, boy, this where he said a 12-year-old male showed up with tape around his legs Thursday asking for help, said he was afraid, asking for police.
Copy, 17.
Temper.
7 Alpha, 17 as well.
Temper.
101 to back.
Temper.
10-4, you can show me 17.
Temper, he gave the name of Russell Franke, unknown date of birth, or he did give us a date of birth, but I'm not showing any Russells in Spillman. I'll keep looking into that. The RP said he left through the porch of the neighbor's house. 10-4, break 12x11 and 17, just 10-14. The male does have duct tape around each ankle. He's not telling the RP why, and said that there's sores around his wrists and ankles. He's becoming, or correction, the RP is becoming emotional regarding the child's health. I'm going to go ahead and have medical stage on this one.
Copy. 1X4323. 12x11, 12x4, or 17, sorry. The ERP said that he left from a neighbor's Jody Hildebrand in Ivan's 54-year-old female. Not sure if they're related. When asking the ERP's parents info, he said his mom is Ruby Franke, unknown where she lives. Copy.
12x11, 12x17. I do have a Ruby Franke spelling with an E on the end of Franke, address out of Springville. Only involvement was a traffic offense a couple of days ago.
Copy.
He's also saying that there's two of his sisters are back at the home as well.
Copy that. Control 12x1123. 12x11, 12x5, will you give me a 21? 10-4. Control 6 Delta 3, will be 82 with 1 female.
Copy 82, 1057.
Control 12x17.
Go ahead.
Do you have an address for that, Jody?
10-4, 8.
10-4, can you put that on the CAD, please?
10-4. Martina, go ahead.
Stand by.
1 Alpha, can you copy a welfare check?
1-0.
12x17, it looks like if you're at the looking out the front, go left, it's going to be your
Copy that, thank you. Copy.
RP and the Juber are going to be sitting out on the front porch. No visible weapons. The male is currently wearing a long sleeve and shorts. And medical's 23 as well.
10-4, ETA's 3 minutes. Medical's in front of me. Control 428, you can assign me that custodial. I'll be 21.
28, thank you. 10-4, I'll send you Jody's 27 as well.
Copy that.
312, control 1036.
Go for it.
So that was allegedly the 911 dispatch, and I say allegedly because I haven't verified it, but I have no reason to doubt that that's not the case. So yeah, the situation is horrible and really extreme, and I cannot believe, I mean, do I think that Ruby and Jody are the type to do this? It just, everything adds up. The way they think, the way they believe, the way they do, the way they've cut off everybody in their family. Well, mainly Jody was helping cut off Ruby's family. This is the whole thing, you see, because Ruby already had these extreme views, but then she was brought in and met Jody, who seemed to be worse than Ruby, and just helped cut Ruby off from all her family. And you know, it's just, it's really, really horrendous, and I can't believe what's actually happened here. So if you've been following this, please continue to follow it with me. I know this has been a bit of a put together video quite quickly just to get it out there, but if anything else comes to light, I will shine a light on it and we'll talk about it and we'll have some discussions about it, because this is the worst form of mother right here. We already knew that, but this is even worse than we even imagined was possible. So please give this video a thumbs up, comment all your thoughts down below, and subscribe to the channel, and I will bring you more and more if you want it. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.